You know, guys, I could read a Gunbuster fanfic and introduce you all to Gunbuster and why I love that OAV so damn much, and you would never know it. I don't even think you would care. I think you would actually be happier if I was reading Gunbuster. And I think some of you don't even know what that OAV is. It was Twilight's first night back, as he had a flying buddy appointment in the morning. Rainbow Dash wanted to see what kind of moves she had come into her wings, along with showing some things. You know, this rookie kind of stuff. Pure Philly food. Nothing I won't teach Scootaloo once he gets up and going. And since he's got all that mid-air experience on a scooter, you don't. So maybe a little below that or more. But we gotta get you up there for more than a free sightseeing. Besides, you never seen me work for close up. You can keep up with me, which you can't, but we'll work something out. What's funny is that we see Rainbow Dash actually teaching Twilight and helping her. Twilight knew what this was about, of course. The same thing it was often about. Books could be written about Rainbow Dash's ego. Yes, because, ladies and gentlemen, that's all Rainbow Dash is. Ego. Uh, Ignore her other characterization. Just put her into one category. Ego. Yep. Fuck you, Vic. And this is Twilight thinking it. She wouldn't be thinking just ego. She would probably be also thinking, hey, maybe Rainbow Dash could help teach me. Wish I could do things with animals Twilight had never seen, Max. And even a better harder than Applejack, if she could force herself to do something as forceful as group direction. So hanging around critters was lame. Rarity, to some degree. Pinkie Pie, although it didn't manage softer, could work out social dynamics of a group just by walking in and listening for minutes. Who ranked where sometimes, who owed to what to whom, and how desperately. Lane was thus impose your own personality onto the place, instead of reading everybody else's. Dresses slowed you down in the air. Lame. Apple farming? Any job where you couldn't sleep in, even where you shouldn't, was lame. Parties? Not lame. But geez, Pinky, get a few new themes. I could do better than you if I really want to. And Twilight, sure, you've got magic, but where does that magic come from? Books? Books are lame. Do I need to say more? Do what you would for hours. It was easy to get sick of. And Twilight often thought that the Marriage-Well hoax had truly come out because 5 points had collectively, almost slightly decided to neither shoulder to 6, always like to be on the receiving end of the lane for a change by forcing her to come in for a second. I will not talk more about Marriage-Well. That has been discussed to death. And if you want to focus on it, don't. Just don't. But shortly after it happened, she had watched Rainbow Dash flying back home. Science Pegasus had been moving slower than usual, looking down at the passing planes below, as if looking for some point to glance up and declare joy at her presence. While knowing it wouldn't happen, it might never happen again, so she put on a burst of speed and vanished before any point could catch her checking, any point she knew about. Twilight had watched that and thought about how she had been shortly before Nightmare Moon, when her studies are all. She shifted much more towards treating Spike as a living labor and a little brother she helped raise for years, when nothing was as important and die! We get it! Recognize this giant no! Stop fucking it! Ah! Thick! We do not need, let's see, 5 freaking paragraphs of this! Okay, you folks really want to know what happened in this whole entire little flashback? Twilight remembered that Rainbow Dash had an ego, so she decided not to join her for being a buddy practice, even though Twilight would revel at the chance of learning being something new, so thus she decided to pass her off, tell her friend to piss off, and decided to not get a free buddy flying lessons in. End of scene! In other words, to shorten it, Twilight was a bitch. She's in trouble. A single whimper, a lone shout, 2 exclamations to the light, Pinky Rarity, Spike sitting down heavily, with a few of his scales smoking, and a moan for Applejack. I'll like, oh Celestia, I think I'll be sick and I can't do it here. Typically, Rainbow Dash had recovered faster than any pony. Twilight, that was actually cool. Just don't get in a habit because curious needs jobs, okay? Wow, all 7 of us over that distance? I thought you might get a few extra tricks when the wings showed up, but I didn't think any of your old ones were going to get a boost. She passed halfway past a brilliant rock crystal melting. One was adding extra rainbows to her coat. Did anybody else have that weird memories in the middle of there? Was that one lunch? Hey, see that blank spot over there? That is where my picture's gonna be. I'll go measure it out. And she did, with some visible trouble keeping her hat in place. Oh my god, I think I know what's wrong with Pinky. Somehow, Rainbow Dash is absorbing all her personality! What's my man? So Carl immediately flew over to Applejack. Is there anything I could do? The farmer shook her head, looked even more queasy at the motion. Applejack curiously brought a hoof up, made sure she was still there. Princess seemed to reassure her. No, it's okay, Fluttershy. I can't explain, but I'm better now. I will be if I could just still. That, I appreciate you could do that now if you want to. I can even understand it with that crowd, but some warning first would be nice. It wasn't me. Brady froze in the middle of what was going to be a congratulatory pose. Was it? Well, it's your trick, darling. And not to be unkind, but you've done it entirely without moving before. I'm not the only pony who could do it. I've seen Princess Celestia do it. I've seen plenty of others, and I've never tried to move that kind of mass over that much distance. Probably the only right thing you said so far, Vic. Twilight insisted. And I always try not to teleport with Spike unless I absolutely have to. Something between doesn't react well with scales, and if I don't remember to seal them first, well, a horn inclined towards the little dragon, who still had little curls of black fever coming off his shoulders. Plus, I know when I've cast a spell. That wasn't me. So the princess brought in? Spike asked. That must be really important. No, she didn't. And the words came from Rarity and Twilight at the same time. They looked at each other and decided to postpone the jinx. Fluttershy of all ponies. What? What? Fluttershy of all ponies, what? But how do you know? I don't know. Well, you see, you usually know when somebody puts in a said, exclaimed, question, interred, inferred, similes. Another awkward look between the unicorns, one current, one sort of former. The white one took it. It did feel like her, Verity said. There's a sudden feeling. I'm sorry, Fluttershy. I don't mean to sound insensitive by talking about an ability to rock, but there's a sense you get with a horn. At least with some of us. I'm hardly anywhere near the best with it, but I've seen Celestia a few times when she's been working magic. And she's so powerful I can't help but feel her. And she feels nothing like else in the world. I thought it was Twilight bringing with us because she'd never done anything on that scale before. And what was becoming an alcohol, I thought her feeling had changed. I'm not offended. Twilight was looking around. There are times I've known it's about to be morning just because I could feel her raising the sun. Mostly when we're in Canterlot overnight. I attended one celebration when I was young. I've always been able to pick the princess out when she's working. Ever since. This wasn't her. There had been the strange underlayer. Luna then, Reggie proposed. It's possible. I'm not familiar with her work, and the one time I felt her teleport, she wasn't Luna yet. I still didn't feel like her. So, Rarity cautiously asked, what are they? I don't know. Piggy was talking about, look, there's the first one of us, and that's you, Twilight. And where was you, Crismaldo? Guess who heard that? What? Twilight has to be the one to alter herself? Actually, yeah. Who did hear that? No, Fick. I, I'm not gonna guess. You see, that's why we need ownership pronouns. Because what's who I guess said that? What? Twilight has a one almost altered herself? That's it. I am going to demand some equal time with her selling the invention of egg heading. You see, I'm guessing it's Trixie. You want me to say it's Rainbow Dash, but I'm on to you. I'm not going to say it's Rainbow Dash. I'm going to say it's Trixie. Piggy didn't bother answering that. She already moved further down. Although Spike did, shouting out, no, but there's one view after that trick you tried 3 moves ago to see if it's an attraction. It was lots of the others to close in on the newest stained glass portrait in the Hall of Legends. And who's this? Me. Me in the middle of them, and yes, nobody larger than they are. I'm being hit with rays of light from them, and my wings are unfurling. Oh, it's Twilight! Why did this fic get popular? Well, why did this fic get attention? You have a basic mistake right here in the middle of your paragraph. Again, I'm going to have to demonstrate this for those of you in the back. Why ownership pronouns are important. Me, me in the middle of town, and yes, no signals than they are. A big hit with phrases of life from them, and my wings are unfurling. Transformation, change, ascension, mistake. See, for all I think, it's an opera singer. Here's one with discard. Pinky cheerfully called down the hall with portraits of heroes and horrors, and this was a change to Equestria, some now known only by those portraits to the casual viewer. A few which Twilight never gotten a chance to research, and keep me to catch up on, giving every figure in its hall's rightful name. And here's the other one with discord. Oh, you have no idea how annoying that is. It's like being released from prison and stepping out into a room full of wanted posters. Oh, you may have changed, you may have reformed, but there's every reminder of what we consider you to be your crimes, and they get shoved into my newly innocent face every time I enter this hall. It's the permanent record. It never goes away. Yet, there's no portrait showing my reform, and I have to question why that is. I really do. It's because no point thinks it's going to be permanent. The six of them froze. No. Yes, Ryder, it's you. Oh, yes, Discord said. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you and you and you, and most especially you, Fluttershy. The stained glass peeled out the window and gained dimension and weight as the sunlight streamed away from it. The only pony here who moves towards me. Every pony yells as their muscles and wings and horns, and all three of you don't completely lock up. But the one among you whom seems the weakest comes directly to me. He reached out now solid talons, grits the coral mane, without fear. There's a lesson in that. If any pony has the courage to write a letter about it. First I looked up at eyes welcoming, but a little uncertain. Did you? Oh, yes, sounding amused. He so often sounded amused, and the joke was always on them. That was me. I brought you here. Really. I think you have enough experience with my style of magic to have the feel of it. But then again, it's always hard getting a sense of the other! Isn't it, Twilight? I could create a scroll without issue, in the little loops of a certain sun-raising killjoy puts into similar letters that are no trouble at all. Well, I think you would have to learn to tell when I make something, or apparently not. Well, you'll have the time to work on that, I suppose. Potentially lots of time. Oh, don't give me that look, Fluttershy. This is a perfectly acceptable means of gathering. It's tradition. A letter gets sent from the palace, and you all come, and here you are, my good and only friend Fluttershy, Twilight Sparkle, new limbs and all. How do those feel, by the way? Any cramps in the new muscles? Rarity, looking stunningly under duress for the occasion. Piggy Pie, who has yet to throw me a welcoming party. Applejack, who wouldn't dream of carrying it. Rainbow Dash, so as said that I get more picture space than she does. And the other Rainbow Dash. Don't get greedy for my attention, young one. We all know how that works out. Welcome to all of you, whether you want to believe it or not. My God, that was a giant paragraph. I don't think I taught all that much in one stroke, in one sentence. Even back in Bride of Discord, Child of Discord, or Son-in-Law of Discord. Oh my God, Ryder, this just feels so immense. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You must have really enjoyed my company. Spike was bristling. His normally even lying scales were beginning to angle up just enough for Twilight to see. Rainbow Dash was angry enough to be searching for a target. Twilight herself was trying to remember every offensive spell she knew at once. And he may have left the elements behind. Rarity's visible tension would have normally resulted in a 6-hour spa visit with the option to overnight. Elsa could be caught searching for something she could kick, right behind Rainbow Dash on that option. No thought clamping on the air's tail. Piggy didn't even have the laugh air, and Fluttershy was patient. Not completely trusting, arguably, but trust was there. She believed in Discord, more than any pony, and she had been the one he attacked directly, gone into her head. Elsa could use the lasso because Fluttershy, or Flutterbits, he choked later, painfully, had attacked them. Such her animal friends in a way which the farmer had been able to hurt the hard way. Too many targets for Twilight to feel reflect at once, as he had already taken him out before Applejack had gotten the rope through the swirling mass of birds, pulled her out of the air. The effect had gone so deep. She trusted him. Celestia trusted him enough to let him stay loose. Twilight didn't understand why, or frankly didn't want to. You know, for all the realism this fic pulls, you would think one of the realistic ideals that they would have pulled would be that Discord decided to stay reformed purely because being evil was boring. Because realistically, when you're being a chaos, staying in one alignment is boring. Or Celestia saw that fighting Discord endlessly would be a winnerless game and decided to change it. Realistically, that's why some people would do such a thing. But of course, there's realism, then there's this fixed realism. Twilight didn't understand why, and frankly didn't want to. You have no authority to summon us, she yelled. Her own volume surprised her, and echoed off the stone, glass, touched her own partner, and changed to a deeper note. You counterfeited a royal sending. You are not royalty. I used to be, Discord calmly replied. A crown flickered the existence on his head, took a rakish angle across the antler. Ruler of all ponies, it's someone else. What? No great, don't bother counting grandfather clause for the old prince. We took you out once, Rainbow Dash declared. We could do it again if we had to. First, I glanced back, and her eyes were hurt. Rainbow Dash, he just called us in, She looked up at Discord again, then back at her friends. Would any of you come if you knew he was calling you? You would have to Celestia say he was okay. The other six stopped, looked at each other, and almost tried to look anywhere that wasn't the Celestia freed and declared reformed Discord. No, Fluttershy would have. They were not. And they say Twilight's a smart one, Discord groused. The grouse question was rather surprised to find itself existing. Took a sec before evaluating the matter. They took off down the hall at best possible speed before its creator changed his mind. Ha! All things she can't figure out, and they still say she's a smart one. Yet Fluttershy beats her to it again. I say let this one wear two elements. See how that works out for the group. Twilight's so busy anyway. Yes, I tricked you. I'm Discord. Hello. A harmless jest through the infinite barriers of space. I knew it. Element bears, and here you all are, unhurt, in a place you know, with your precious rulers a yell or help away. If I had wanted to, I would have pulled you into much more interesting places. This land has volcanoes, you know. The heat, nothing to me. I could have a meeting on top of lava if I wanted to. You, while I suspect Rainbow Dash number 2, would rather enjoy the soak under normal circumstances. But swimming through your houses might put a certain taint on the experience. So you expected us to thank you for not killing us? Eljack got out with significant effort. Her teeth were clenched, fur raised, tail lashing in all directions. A little appreciation for the common courtesy is, of course, is welcome, Discord replied. Small gold star attached itself to Applejack's hoof. Hat. See, angrily, hoof squeaked it off. I don't take that as thanks, regardless of where it was meant as such. I know your limits are fully the same to anything else. Applejack's nostrils were fully flared now, all legs spared, ready to kick or charge. Ponytails were flicking all over the hall, all but one. He wouldn't have called us without a really good reason, not just for a joke. Not what the princesses would do. And Discord nodded. He nodded! Yes. Twilight had no response. 5 others found no one on their own. First I looked up and again, back to the others. I think we have to at least listen. More sunlight streamed through the hall, and never quite reached Discord, moving away from invisible rays that break upon the rainbows of shadow and sound. Still light. He was standing. Still, none of the mismatched parts were moving. He wasn't talking. The red eyes glazed at Twilight, the blinks coming in normally. No staring contest here, just Discord. Weighing it. Let's just say, for the Bucky Tartarus of it all, it felt good to curse. Twilight had never cursed in the palace. She was a princess. She can at least get that from the word. So what? Vivi is a princess and she cursed. Oh, I'm sorry. This was Twilight. He never gave any idea that this was not Discord. Now I'm willing to give you a few seconds before I do yell to princesses and need some of the elements here before you can get a single chocolate milk cloud going. Piggy smiled softly. If the others agree. Verity. Yes. I had to put up with Blue Bud for hours. I can give it 2 minutes, possibly 3. Fluttershy. Fluttershy pirouetted. Yes. Applejack did the Macarena. Only an Ameline, only at the Stone Option was back on board. Pinkie Pie breakdanced. Aye. Her affected nearly got Steven Fluttershy's. Aye, not for long. Spike remembered he was useless to most MLP stories and walked off. Hey! Raven Dash made out with Fluttershy. Fine, but I get to bless him first. It seems, Twilight said slowly, we have a consensus. So why, Discord, do you summon us? For the same reason she would summon you. I have a mission for you. No, you do not. Fear broke. Tears began to drain away. They were saved. Everything would be all right. They had held out long enough. Oh, fuck you, Fick! Fuck you! Fuck you forever! Just, no! No! Held out long enough? Oh, God, you're going to be one of those Ficks that's just going to glaze Celestia for a while, and then when Celestia finds out she does one itty bitty wrong thing, you're going to go like, horrible! Ain't ya? Ain't ya? They held out. Fick, the girls are strong enough on their own. And this goes for a lot of you who listen. You know how I feel about overdosing on Celestia. You know how I feel about treating the girls as nothing. Do you want to know really the best way to show what should be happening story wise over reality over abusing Celestia? My Hero Academia. Yeah, look at that. Look at how bad everything turned out when All Might retired. And why did all that bad stuff happen? Because everybody relied on him too much. Gee, maybe instead of relying on one person, like, say, a god, maybe people should do things on their own. No, 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 no. That couldn't be the lesson of My Hero Academia. No, 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 no. That would be just silly. Discord sighed, like this put upon his features as possibly he could manifested a kick me hard sign on his back, front and sides. Of course, he sighed again. Naturally. Perfect timing. I finally get them to the point where they are willing to listen to me for a few precious seconds. What do I get? The namby-pamby princess. Well, one of them. The Panbriar. Dear sweet you, Celestia. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get through to those skulls? Especially with the orange and blue ones. You could have given me 2 more minutes, but no. You had to come in and ruin the party just when it was truly about to get started. I'm learning new habits. 1,000 years, and you haven't even picked up one. Can we just rename Equestria to Dullsville? Here, let's try it out. A glowing sight appeared over Celestia. Princess of Dullsville. Population, you. It got fired, turned to ash. The flames didn't last long enough for any point to feel the heat. Celestia geared at Discord. That raised the temperature of the hall. I gave you a lot of freedom, Discord. And if you listen to this fic and some people, apparently letting ponies have freedom and have the ability to choose their own destiny, to fight their own battles, to be able to stand on their own hooves, to be able to fight bad guys on their own, and to be able to handle things on their own damn selves. It's a foolish idea. We need you, Mommy Celestia. We need you to hold our precious hooves. So that way, we don't have to worry about getting hurt. Oh, by the way, could you build our buildings for us and feed us and water us? Just because, you know. Oh, and change our diapers. That's an important one. You gave me a very long leash. I'm perfectly aware of who's holding the other end. But you have no authority in this matter. None. I've not gone where I wasn't invited. Oh, I'm sure there was a lovely coronation which I completely missed. Lots of musical numbers and something vaguely approaching dancing. A long pause. He stared at her. You let me come out for a reason. You gave me a chance for a reason. Yes, I did. Her left front hoof came down, the marble underneath discolored. And is this it? The fallen prince and ruling princess looked at each other from across a millennium and more. No, it is not. Furiously, then, softly, oh, very still. It is important. The hall went silent. Important to you. After several long seconds, not especially important to Equestria. He wants to talk to me about this. No, and that was petulant. Important to me. My mission. And it is good for Equestria. It is necessary, but mine. You have no part in this. You cannot have a part in this. You don't understand. What I understand, Celestia told him with voice molten fire, is that you have no authority over any pony, much less to yell and embarrass. I am sorely tempted to put you back where you came from, Discord. You do not rule here. I will not let you hurt them. You cannot assign them missions. You will not put them at risk. I will not let you send them to danger, and I can't stop you. Oh, God, this Vic is gonna really butcher me, isn't it? Yes, Your Majesty, it's gonna butcher you. Pinky, you wouldn't happen to have one of those spare emo or Pinky Pots ready, will you? No, not yet. Still trying to fix up the Pinky Bot 3000. Hello, Princess. Would you like a cupcake? Oh, I would love one. Thank you. No, sister. As one, Discord and Louis. They all turned to face the other end of the hall. Lo's arrival had been silent. Nothing else about her was wrong. You are wrong. There is a way he could do this. You're not think of it. Perhaps you do not wish to. Up! Oh, look at that. According to my stopwatch, click! It's time for the Luna is better than Celestia in every single way, and if you like Celestia, you are wrong. Oh, and by the way, all older siblings are the devil. Thank you. Olas had been butting around Celestia's horn den. The flowing colors had remained twisted against their borders. Luna, this is not the time. But, Tia, this is the time for you to be the bad big sister. Look at the time. Oh, fine. I get it. I'll be over here reading a manga and just waiting for my lines. This is the perfect time, sister. You know, I might as well not have been there. Oh, you agree, Vic? You agree that the other ponies might as well not be here. Hey, while we're at it, why didn't we even focus on Twilight in the first story in the first place? You know, in those first few episodes. Why didn't we just make it all about, Celestia instead? Yeah, why was the first episode all about Twilight? I mean, is she the main character or something? Why didn't we just ditch that useless unicorn and just focus only on Celestia? As a matter of fact, why do we let the other six have stories? Let's just ditch them all together and just focus only on Celestia and Luna. Yep, that's right. It's the whole entire stories are going to be nothing but Celestia and Luna all the time. That's what you folks want, right? You don't want a story with Rarity. You want only Celestia doing this. You don't want a story of Luna with, Applejack or Rainbow Dash. No. You only want Luna's character development. That's what you want, right? Even Discord seemed to be ignored, so it might have been the reason he momentarily doubted his size doesn't see if any pony would notice. When no pony responded, it shrank back down again. I hold half the throne. I am the night, you are the day, and the day alone once again. I have more than a right to be heard. I have a duty. You did bring them here where we will see and hear what was done. Everything out in the open, and we both picked up on every word. You simply waited until you decided you could stand no more. I waited until I had something to say. Because I'm better than you, sister. Nina. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Foof! You're not better at tossing pillows. Oh, we shall see, sister. We shall see. Pillow talk! This guard spread out his mismatched arms to order. Oh, Luna, listening to the voice of reason instead of the other. Luna looked down the long hall at her older sister. Dozens of yards separated them. It was the least of it. If I had called them, would you be here, supervising to make certain I said or assigned nothing you would see as wrong? No, you discard perfectly fine. But what you are not fine is thinking you can get away with hitting me with a pillow. Oof, ow! You, you floozy, you shameless cod. I'm also for another time. Luna softly said as the dark blue returned to her gaze. You're right, sister. You are wrong. Discord has no authority over the element bearers or any other pony. Not until you let the last of the Denise go. He cannot assign them a mission. Certainly not with conscious scrolls and faked words. But he has a way. He can ask them as a friend. And if he does, and they should say yes, how could you stop them? Goes against everything you believe, everything you teach. No, duh. Yes, I know you know this, but if we got the plot moving along, I've got to remind you of something. Right. All he has to do is ask. They can listen, they say yes or no as they like. Or you could order them not to listen and send them away before they can hear a word. Then what would you be? Apparently what some fanfic authors think I am, a dictator. No words for the silence which descended upon the whole. It was not sound of thought. A logic trap, snapping shut with jaws that could never be opened. Of a very old mare looking back into philosophy, which had ruled her life, considering whether it was time to violate it. If there's one thing I can't stand when Celestia Luna show up in a fanfic is when it's time for some Celestia bashing. You know, give for the ones we love a credit. At the very least, it was Luna that was getting bashed. Discord. He took his full size back, looked at Celestia. Speak, quickly. The Chronicles turned to face Fluttershy, dropped to one knee, and took her left hand from his paw. Looked at her soft green eyes and nothing else. I need your help, he said. There's something which needs to be done. You are the ones who could do it, will you? She trembled, she shook. Lace half unfurled, vibrating curled back towards her body. Yes. Looked back at the rest of the group. Luna's wings spread, covered them in a protective cell. And will you, he asked softly, leave her to do it alone? Twilight wondered if her mane was on fire. Oh, he learned about friendship all right. He learned how to grab one leg of the chain he used to pull all the rest along. If we had her alone, we might be able to talk her out of it. Get some sense into her. Get her out of this. But you know what? No, 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 no. Not saying the rest of this. No, not doing it. No, 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 no. I actually have some characterization that this fic chooses to ignore. Well, Twilight, you know how it is. These realistic fics decide that you have to act stupid for realism to work and go out of character. The element bearers, caught without the elements, caught without a response. 5 ponies caught in fact by the short hairs, plus one small dragon by small scales, looked at each other, looked for a way out, found nothing. We go? Twilight asked the others, saw what she needed to see, everything she wished she hadn't. We go. Excellent. Discord was back on his unhuman feet, beaming light coming from his ways. So, Celestia, Luna, I believe this would now be my show. Feel free to keep listening. In fact, even if you could, for some unimaginable reason, leave, I think you'll find a very nice transcript of what's going on right now in front of your eyes. I'm so good at your writing, it'd be a shame not to keep it up. Now, let's see. The rules. Since we're doing this the pony way, there have to be rules. Since when? And here's the first one. I one already gave you. No elements. I'll wipe that look off your face, Celestia. Consider it advice if you'll give it any comfort. They will not solve this. They would, in fact, only make it worse. How can you be sure? Verity barely managed to demand. Well, again, on Discord, he laughed. It was not kind. I'm the living embodiment of chaos, and you're the unicorn with rocket hoof fetishes along with an accent more put on than your eyelashes. And now that we know each other again, no elements, ladies and gents. Oh, that brings us to rule 2, which I also gave you. Generous the post prince that I am. It's the 7 of you this time. The poor little lad hasn't gotten out much. See, maybe it's because this show's called My Little Pony and not My Little Dragon. I think it's well past time to change that. Leave Spike at home. Huh. I'm actually a part of this, Vic. You can't leave me behind this time. Let's bring her. You're right. I can't leave you behind, Spike. I win. You know what I can do? What? replace you with a female character of my choice. No, you will. Noriko was still trembling, still trying to draw herself up to her full height. It wasn't doing much. Rule 3. It's just a 70 you to start. You may recruit any to help you, like when you get there, from any pony you choose. In fact, you may recruit any help you can. But you think locally to act globally. Do not call back to Canterlot. Lady Light at the no party, darkness was there, not press its main, are staying home. He looked at each sister in turn, because you would never interfere in the missions you gave, would you? So for the favor I asked as a friend, which was granted, he'll kindly keep your wings and horns outfit. This is a one alicorn operation. Discord, Lena said, her voice now too soft for any pony's comfort. You presume? No, he replied. I ask. Because it's necessary. And besides, I'm playing your way. You do not interfere when you do this. I have not interfered since I was freed. Now have I? We shall pretend to consistency. The princesses looked at each other. Continue, Celestia said, and more of the marble discolored around her. Oh, Celestia, so gracious of you. Of course, judging by what happened during the whole Changeley fiasco, you could use the rest. Seriously, beaten by a bug with codependency complex. Blasphemy. He sees blasphemy in front of them and they allow it. Well, Discord started rubbing paw and talon together. That would be the rules. See, that didn't take long. Now, that's how we get started. Discord? He looked down at the yellow pig and says, You didn't say what we're supposed to do. All right, silly me. Well, we're doing this the funny way, so he laid in, sighs increasing, so his head was large enough to loom over them all at once, allowing a group false whisper. You're going to do something that I, with all my power, could seemingly accomplish all by myself with practically no effort on my part. But instead, I'm sending a bunch of considerably lesser strengths out there, for reasons I will not explain, and allowing my quasi-omnipotent self to take a nap while every pony else deals with all the trouble. Oh, look at Legendbringer. He is starting to boil. Uh-oh. Just checking Discord, but you did actually say this in the fic, right? Oh, yes. The only reason why I read it with a straight face is so that way I can see how pissed off I can make Legendbringer. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, he is turning red. Oh, I normally like his blue coat, but I love it when he goes red like that. Oh boy. And oh, look, he seems to be calling down a very large mecha. He is aiming at the paragraph. Oh, this is going to be glorious. Shall I protect you, Trixie? No, Trixie will be over here. Rocket the punch! Boom! They aren't given any type of treatment or special abilities. Discord says some other crap that doesn't make any sense and proceeds to send them off on their little journey. End of chapter. See you next time!